Lentil soup. It's one of those wholesome, tasty recipe, and it's perfect for the beginning of that cold season. I've been saying this recipe for when it gets a bit cold, just because it's one of those recipes that can absolutely make you feel like you are taken care of and happy. Maybe because that's the recipe that my mum always makes if I'm sick or if the weather gets cold. But I'm telling you, this recipe is amazing. This year has not been a normal year. With the coronavirus taking over, this is why I thought this recipe might help protect your immune system. And if you're sick anyway, this might help you heal better. I've never made this recipe when I was ill, and it didn't absolutely help me flush everything out, because it has garlic and chilies, and the lentils themselves are so wholesome and whole. It literally feels like hug in a bowl. Hey everyone, welcome to Jud's Kitchen. I'm Jude, and today I'm going to teach you how to make lentil soup, شوربة عدس. شوربة عدس is one of those recipes that all Palestinian makes as soon as it starts raining. This is a super easy, super simple recipe and super delicious, and it's perfect for when the weather starts getting cold and when we start feeling like we're a bit under the weather. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, then please hit the button down below, because I will be posting new delicious vegan Middle Eastern recipes every Wednesday, so make sure you stay tuned. So first we're going to start with chopping the onion. We want to peel it and then chop it. Not too fine, but fine enough. As you can see, I'm filming somewhere new. I'm filming in my friend's garden. They've been so kind to let me use their garden. This recipe is really for those times that we're feeling sick and under the weather, and I know that right now it looks very summery, and I don't know if this is putting you off making the recipe, but I film like 6 weeks in advance, so I always have 6 recipes. So this is for 6 weeks times. At the moment we've just got into September, and I know that in 6 weeks time this recipe will be needed, especially with Corona and second wave. I don't know if that'll be happening. I guess by then I'll know by the time I release this video. And this recipe this is my favourite soup in the whole wide world, like without a doubt. I love soup in general, and I've had so many different soups, but it's definitely the most famous soup in Palestine. And as soon as it rains in Palestine, the first rain, you will see every family in Palestine eating عدس, which means lentils. Yeah, so I'm not even joking. Everyone's like taking pictures of it and we're like, oh, that feeling of winter. I think people like, because obviously like our summers are quite hot, and then to be fair, September's lovely, but I think people like actually love winter as well. And even though it gets so hot, yeah, so I think people just love winter because it's such a nice relief. Even though it gets so cold, it's such a relief when winter comes. There's something about that first rain of the year, or not the year, the first rain of the season, that is so nice. The smell of earth, oh my god. It's just so earthy, isn't it? The way that the earth is thanking the skies because it feels nourished after a long few months of heat. And I find that in England as well, when it doesn't rain for ages and then it rains for the first time, that smell of earth, oh, is so beautiful, so grounding. Alright, that's the onions. They look pretty good, I would say. And now onto the carrots. Look how beautiful they are. This cute little hairdo they have. Isn't it so nice? I just think they're so cute, and this is why you shop at your fruit and veg shop, fruit and veg shop, yeah. So you want to chop these up. Some people like to peel their carrots. I think I'll be alright. So first all we want to do is just chop them. Some people like to peel their carrots. I don't think it's necessary, especially if you get them from an ethical source that you know doesn't use pesticides, and as long as you wash them really well, of course. So we're going to cut them into cubes. Carrots are always so hard, aren't they? What I do is I will do them like I cut cucumbers. So first of all, 4 diagonally, and then just cut that into rings. Or is that rings? Is that really the term you use? God, I'm not a chef. I'm not pretending to be a chef at all. So I know my cutting skills aren't amazing. But yeah, I am not a chef. I know my cutting skills aren't amazing, and I know that I don't know enough about cooking like other chefs do. I'm just a person who has a lot of recipes from her parents, who loves cooking and wants to share it with the world. Also share a bit about Palestine, as you all know, as it's as I definitely don't feel like people know enough about that. But yeah, this is what I absolutely love, my fruit and veg shop. It's just around the corner, and they're so lovely. They always say hello. So he's from Iran, and he's seen my tattoos before, and he was like, oh, where are you from? And I was like, Palestine, which is Palestine. He was like, oh, I'm from Iran. And every time I go, he like learns new Arabic words, and he's like, kifek, like niha. Kifek is how are you in Arabic. ليا وليا يا بنيا يا وردة عالمية أمك وأبوك قالولي بدهم يعطوكي ليا مش عنا واقية يابا شد الويلة مش ليا أمك وأبوك قالولي بدهم يعطوكي ليا. Oh my god, we've got 2 full bowls of carrots. Also, you guys can use like whatever veg you want. Don't feel like you have to use this. I'm just teaching you the classic Palestinian lentil soup recipe. I don't know if they make it different in the Arab world, other places in the Arab world. And as we all learned, I don't know as much as I thought about the Arab world. So now we want to cut the potatoes into cubes. Why did I choose this potato? I'm hoping that the warmth, I mean, it's not that warm, don't get me wrong, it's September, it's been raining all day, but it's still warm enough to be in shorts or tank top or whatnot. So yeah, I hope that the warmth of this summer, not that it's summer anymore, I feel like once August is finished, summer is over. But I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of the time September you do get like Indian summer or what they call it. But it's still warm, it's still nice and warm. And you know what? I know in a few months I'm going to be editing this video and thinking, oh, take me back. Even though today has been like rainy and all sorts of stuff. But I mean, a typical English summer, isn't it? That is a typical English summer. I used to hate it, and now I love it. No, I'm joking. I never loved it. Well, don't get me wrong. I mean, the rain is beautiful sometimes. The rain, as I said before, is so refreshing and so needed. And as we say in Arabic, water is life. الماء هي الحياة. I mean, I'm sure it's not just us Arabs that say that. It's probably like every person that's ever lived. Right, we want to get on with the garlic. Some recipes don't use garlic. I don't see why not. Use garlic in everything if you can. But obviously, if those people that don't want to use garlic, don't like garlic or have IBS and can't eat garlic, you don't have to use it. So we want to peel them and smash them, as we always do. Honestly, this recipe is probably the most comforting recipe you will ever have. If you feel like you're coming down with something, or if you just feel sad and need a little hug, this is exactly what it is. This is a hug in a soup. A hug in a soup. And it definitely, especially feels like a hug from my mum. And my whole family. Oh, God, do I miss them. You know what, I'm not going to use the garlic crusher because I don't know if they want me to use garlic in it. I swear that I have in the past, but garlic is a stinker, so let's just chop it real fine. But if you have a pestle and mortar, then definitely use that. Definitely. Let's just chop it real fine, real good. And this just shows that if you don't have a crusher, it's not the end of the world. But right, and that will do. So now we've got carrots, we've got chopped carrots, chopped onions, and chopped potatoes and garlic. All right, now let's put stuff together. We're gonna add some oil. Just whack in the garlic. Oh yeah, that smell of garlic. Something about, like, the amount of times I'll just be frying garlic and people are like, oh my god, what are you making? I'm like, I haven't made anything yet. It's just the smell of garlic and onions a lot of the times. A bit of salt. A teaspoon of cumin. My mummy likes to use more than that. I'm going to use 2 teaspoons just because lentils can really bloat you up, and cumin is the answer for any time you're bloated. And because our food in Palestine is so bloaty, like everything we have, cabbages, we have a lot of, we eat cabbages, we eat peas, we eat beans, we eat chickpeas, everything you can imagine that bloat you up is an essential part of our diet. So cumin goes hand in hand with everything we make because, my god, is it needed. So keep stirring them until they are golden brown. Once they're golden brown, we want to add a tablespoon of flour. See, you don't have to use this. If you use potatoes, they can easily replicate that starch that you need to get the lentil soup to be thick. But if you have gluten-free, if you're obviously gluten-free, if you have gluten-free flour, then also add it. I think it's just nice because it really does give that lovely, lovely thick texture that you want. You can already feel everything getting a bit stuck together because of the flour. Perfect, that's just what we need. And now, lovely carrots. Don't forget to add some pepper. As we said before, pepper is what helps you get all the nutrients from the food. And now you want a cup of red lentils. Wash them 3 times before using. And now you add water. You just want to cover it. If it ends up being not enough water, you just add some more. Alright, now we want it all to get cooked up and then we can blend it with a stick blender. Some people don't blend it, you don't have to blend it, but I think it's pretty good to blend it. And just keep mixing it from time to time. And if it needs more water, add some more. It really depends on how runny you want the soup to be. This one's quite thick, but I do very much enjoy a more runny soup. It really depends on my mood. If you want it more runny, just add more water. And then you want to add a big chunk of chopped parsley and mix it in. And then once everything is really cooked, you can blend it until it's smooth in the blender. I used a hand blender as I'm pretty sure you can't pour hot soup in a normal blender. And we're all done. Don't forget to garnish it with some parsley, toasted bread and some lemon juice at the end. The toasted breads with lentil soup is probably one of my absolute favourite combos out there. And as we say in Arabic, صحتين وعافية. Don't forget to tag me or send me a picture if you do attempt to make this or any of my other recipes. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, because I will be posting a new delicious vegan Middle Eastern recipe every Wednesday, so make sure you stay tuned.